Welcome to English Around the Clock, where your journey to mastering English never stops. Here you'll find engaging lessons, practical tips, and immersive stories designed to help you improve your English every day. No matter where you are or what time it is, learning is always within your reach. Stay with us, and let's make English a part of your daily life. Imagine this. You sit down after a long day, excited to watch your favorite English movie. You press play, and within seconds, the characters start speaking. But something is wrong. The words sound too fast. The pronunciation is unclear. And suddenly you realize you have no idea what they just said. You grab the remote, turn on the subtitles, and finally you understand. You tell yourself, it's okay, I'll improve over time. But days, weeks, even months go by, and nothing changes. You still need subtitles. You still struggle to follow real conversations. And the worst part? When you try to listen without subtitles, it feels impossible. Have you ever felt this way? If so, you are not alone. Millions of English learners face the same challenge. They study grammar, memorize vocabulary, even speak English well, but when it comes to understanding fast, natural speech in movies and TV shows, they struggle. Why does this happen? And more importantly, how can you fix it? Today I'm going to take you on a journey that will completely change the way you listen to English. And by the end of this video, you will have the tools to understand movies, TV shows, and real conversations without subtitles. To understand this problem, let's go back in time and meet a young man named Daniel. Daniel was a dedicated English learner. He spent years studying textbooks, practicing grammar, and learning new words. He could write essays, read complex articles, and even hold basic conversations. But there was one thing he couldn't do: understand fast spoken English. Every time he watched a movie, the words felt like a blur. People spoke too fast, and it seemed like they were swallowing their words. He tried watching with subtitles, and it helped. But when he turned them off, it was like the characters were speaking a completely different language. He felt frustrated. Why can I read and write English, but I can't understand native speakers? He asked himself. Then one day his teacher gave him a challenge. Daniel, for 1 month, I want you to follow a new method. A method that will train your brain to understand English the way native speakers do. Daniel was curious. He agreed. And that was the beginning of a transformation that changed his listening skills forever. Before we get to the solution, let's answer an important question. Why is understanding movies and TV shows so hard? There are 3 main reasons. First, connected speech. Native speakers don't pronounce each word separately. Instead, they connect words together. What do you want to do? Sounds like, what do you want to do? Going to becomes gonna. Did you turns into didja. This is natural, but it makes spoken English completely different from the English you see in books. Second, reductions and contractions. Words like him turn into im because sounds like cuz, and I don't know becomes I don't know. If you're expecting clear pronunciation, these changes will confuse you. And third, speed and rhythm. Native speakers don't speak like English teachers. They speak quickly, with different rhythms and stresses that make it hard to catch every word. This is why many learners feel lost when they try to listen to real English. But here's the good news. Your brain can be trained to understand all of this, and that's exactly what Daniel did. So, what was Daniel's secret? How did he go from struggling with subtitles to understanding movies and TV shows effortlessly? The answer is a 3-step training method that rewires your brain for natural listening. The first step is active listening. Most learners listen passively. They hear the words but don't focus on how they are spoken. Daniel changed this by using a technique called pause and repeat. He chose short clips from movies and listened to them carefully. Whenever he heard something he didn't understand, he paused, repeated, and mimicked the pronunciation. The first time, it was hard, but soon he started noticing patterns. He realized that did you always sounded like didja. Want to always sounded like wanna. These patterns became familiar, and suddenly, what once sounded confusing started making sense. You can do the same. Pick a short scene from a movie or show, listen carefully, and train your ears to recognize these changes. The second step is speech shadowing. Listening is not just about hearing, it's about training your mouth to produce the same sounds. Daniel started using a powerful exercise called shadowing. He would play a sentence from a TV show and repeat it immediately, trying to match the pronunciation, rhythm, and speed of the speaker. At first it was difficult, but over time, his pronunciation improved. More importantly, his listening improved. He no longer just heard English. He felt it. The words, the rhythm, the speed, it all became natural. You can do this too. Choose a scene, listen carefully, and repeat exactly what you hear. Don't focus on perfect pronunciation. Focus on matching the flow of real English. The third and final step is subtitle training. Yes, subtitles can be useful, but only if you use them correctly. Daniel followed a specific method. First, he watched with subtitles in English to understand the dialogue. Then he watched again. But this time, he focused on the way words were spoken, not just their meaning. Finally, he watched without subtitles and challenged himself to catch as much as possible. The first few times he struggled, but after weeks of training, something incredible happened. One day he sat down to watch a new movie, and without even thinking about it, he understood everything. No subtitles, no struggle, just pure natural understanding. And that was the moment he realized he had finally trained his brain to understand English the way native speakers do. So let's go back to you. Imagine yourself sitting down to watch your favorite TV show. This time something is different. The words no longer feel too fast. The pronunciation makes sense. You don't need to rely on subtitles anymore. You feel confident, in control, and completely immersed in the story. That future is possible for you, but it won't happen by accident. It will happen when you train your brain the right way. Start with active listening. Pause and repeat small clips until they make sense. Practice speech shadowing. Copy the way native speakers talk. And use subtitles strategically. Don't just read them. Use them to analyze pronunciation and rhythm. Do this consistently, and soon you'll no longer be just an English learner. You'll be an English speaker. Now you know why understanding TV shows and movies without subtitles feels so difficult. And more importantly, you know how to fix it. The secret isn't just about learning more words. It's about training your ears to recognize real, spoken English. It takes time, but if you follow the right method, active listening, speech shadowing, and strategic subtitle training, you'll start to notice a huge difference. Imagine watching your favorite show and understanding every word without effort. That's possible for you, and your journey starts today. But remember, improvement doesn't happen overnight. It happens when you stay consistent. So here's your challenge. Pick one exercise from this video and start today. And if you want to keep learning and improving every day, make sure to like this video to support the channel, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a lesson. I have so many exciting topics coming up that will help you speak and understand English like a native, so make sure you stay tuned. And of course, share this video with your friends who are also learning English. Together we can make fluency possible. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep practicing, keep listening, and soon English will feel natural to you. See you next time.